That's true.
Town of Prescott Valley, regular town council meeting, August 27th, 2020, call to order. I'd like to welcome down Chaplain Jerry Ferguson to do our invocation.
Thank you, sir. In regards to the situation our country is in, I want to give us proper perspective tonight by reading from Psalm chapter 8. O Lord, our Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth. You have set your glory in the heavens. Through the praise of children and infants you have established a stronghold against your enemies to silence the foe and the avenger. When I consider your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have set in place, what is mankind that you're mindful of them? Human beings that you care for them. You have made them a little lower than the angels and crowned them with glory and honor. You made them rulers over the works of your hands. You put everything under their feet, all flocks and herds and the animals of the wild, the birds in the sky and the fish in the sea, all that swim the paths of the sea. O Lord, our Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth. Thank you, Lord, for being here tonight and giving us your wisdom and protection. Amen.
Thank you, sir. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Hunt?
Here.
Councilmember Schumacher?
Here.
Councilmember Packard?
Present.
Councilmember Grossman?
Still here.
Councilmember Anderson?
Here.
Vice Mayor Nye?
Present.
Mayor Polguta?
Present.
We have a quorum, Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving right along to item 5 will be our proclamation. This will be our Healing Fields of Northern Arizona and Patriot Week proclamation.
Whereas from the tragedy of September 11, 2001, a new spirit has arisen, a stronger sense of family, community, brotherhood, and patriotism, and we have come together as Americans. And whereas America is fully committed to ensuring our freedoms remain unfettered and sovereign for all generations, now and forever, and whereas we wish to honor and remember all of those who lost their lives and who have demonstrated the ultimate sacrifice for their country, and whereas we wish to honor and pay tribute to the men and women and families who were affected in our town, as well as those who worked so diligently to help our people recover. And whereas commencing September 4, 2020, with the placement of the flags of the Prescott Valley Healing Fields of Northern Arizona, with the commemoration of the tragic events of September 11, 2001, we join the entire nation in recognition of Patriot Day, September 11, 2020, to remember and honor the invincible spirit of America and its heroes. Whereas this commemoration should be conducted each September 11 throughout the land to include the promotion of global peace and goodwill, the advancement of patriotism and love of country, and the remembrance of those innocent victims who died September 11 as heroes, one and all. Now therefore I, Kel Polguta, Mayor of the town of Prescott Valley, do hereby proclaim September 4 to the 11, 2020 as Patriot Week.
Good evening. We'd like to thank the town for their ever-faithful support in this project that was really the love child of Mary Mallory, former councilwoman. And I'd like to thank very much our Central Arizona Fire and Medical Authority, our Prescott Valley Police Department, Heidi Foster, Molly Horine, so many that come out on the field and help us because it's a labor of love. We have 3,000 flags that will go up 7 a.m. Friday, September 4th, and we need your help. Now, what goes up must come down. September 12th, 0700. It's the same drill, but always backwards. So people out there watching TV, if you'd like more information, you can call me, 928-848-0626. You can email Molly or myself, but Molly won't answer. healingfieldpv@gmail.com. And if you want to sign up for the information booth, go to our website, healingfieldpv.com. And I hope to see you all out there. And again, thank you to the town for their love and their support.
I want to tell you something very special about the Healing Field. I'm not very good at sleeping. And multiple years, I've been in the Healing Fields like at 2 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. And there's been bagpipers there. There's been people walking through, praying, holding the name card on the flag. This is a hallowed, blessed place.
All right, now we're going to move on to item 6A, service awards. We're going to welcome Jeannie down here. Administrative Assistant 2 for 20 years.
Thank you. So tonight we're going to recognize 2 employees for 20 years of service. First is Jenny LeCain. Jenny began her career with the town of Prescott Valley in the clerk's office as a record management technician in August of 2000. This massive responsibility included maintaining all the records for the entire town of Prescott Valley. Jenny set up a new records center using tools such as microfiche and later introducing Lycrafiche, which allowed the town to electronically save all documents. In order to complete this responsibility, it was necessary for Jenny to set up the library of all documents. Furthermore, the maintenance and distribution of all documents of the town is the responsibility of the records technician. In 2008, Jenny transferred to the police department in the chief's administration office. There, she was assigned to coordinate travel and training for all officers and civilians. She helps facilitate the ASPOST training requirements of the department and the training requirements for our entire agency, revising policies and submitting policies to the agency as well as the council for finalization. Additionally, she provides administrative backup for the executive command staff. Jenny recently was the esteemed award winner of the 2014 Civilian of the Year and was awarded the department's Unit of the Year award in 2018. Jenny is a true asset to the town of Prescott Valley and the police department and is instrumental as to a true team player for the police department itself. We would like to congratulate her on 20 years of dedicated service to the town of Prescott Valley and the police department. Thank you. Do you have relatives that would like to come down and get some photographs?
My family?
Do you want to do a photograph with us first?
Okay.
Everybody?
Oh, baby.
Councilwoman, we'll start over on your end right there.
Hey, Jenny, congratulations on the award that the chief mentioned, and also on your most beautiful family. You don't look old enough to be here 20 years. And you get to work with Mary, so that's a good thing, too. Congratulations.
Councilman?
Congratulations. It's hard to believe that when you started 20 years ago, it was the year 2000. That in itself, you know, I'm expecting to hear 19-something, and it was 2000. 20 years, I mean, it's awesome. For anybody out there that has served in the military, you know that the sergeants run the Army, and they run, you know, and the sergeants run all the other military operations. Well, Jenny is one of our top sergeants for our police department. You know, everything gets run through them, and we know it, you know, and we greatly appreciate it. So 20 years, congratulations, and like Lori said, you have a beautiful family, and we expect at least a few more years out of you. Thank you.
Jenny, I want to thank you for everything you've given to the town. I've worked with you several times during my term on the council, and I've always appreciated the service that you've provided to the town. It's a great honor to have you with us. I hope you stay many more years. You're an asset, certainly, to the town. Thank you very much.
And as a newer council member, I know when we were given a tour, we got to see all the records and evidence area, and it's amazing how organized that you have left it. And when you think that some of the evidence has to be cataloged for 100 years, people may not know that. So your signature lives on. And 20 years sounds like a long time, but when you think of how long some things have to remain behind, you've done an excellent job in that. So thank you for your hard work. That's amazing.
20 years. It's. I agree with my other fellow council lady over there. You don't look that. Anyway, it's folks like you that make this town what it is. You are so appreciated. I really appreciate it. I do hope you stick around. So keep it up. But microfiche, isn't that gone?
Well, they've got all the first shots, and they said most special things. But I want to improve your rank to lieutenant. There we go.
Jenny Dinks, it's not many people can say they stick around one place for 20 years, so that truly is amazing in and of itself, and just the support you have from your family and your coworkers, it says a lot, and you bring a great amount of professionalism to our police department, and that's important, and I appreciate that, and the town appreciates that. So I know you don't want to say anything, but just a couple words.
20 minutes, Jenny.
Well, thank you, Mayor, Council, Larry, Chief Roser. It's been fun. Bruce and I raised our two daughters here. Prescott Valley will always be our hometown. It's been good. Thank you.
All right, next up is Sergeant Sean Caswell, 20 years, Prescott Valley Police.
All right, Sergeant Sean Caswell started his law enforcement career with the Prescott Valley Police Department in 2000 when he graduated from Northern Arizona Regional Training Academy. Sergeant Caswell found interest in traffic collision investigation early in his career and quickly became an advanced accident investigator, volunteering for the accident call-out team. Sergeant Caswell has been a field training officer, a firearms instructor, motorcycle officer, and a SWAT officer for over 17 years. Sergeant Caswell has been awarded the Medal of Valor, Police Star, Officer of the Year, and several life-saving awards. With all of that, Sergeant Caswell says his greatest accomplishment would be his daughters, Alina, and Paige, who are here this evening. The past 3 years, Sergeant Caswell has been involved in raising funds for cancer research through Relay for Life, raising over $6,000 and going strong to this day. Congratulations, Sergeant Caswell, on your 20 years. We'll do the same thing. Is that okay? You guys want to come down too? We'll do a picture real quick and then bring it.
Councilman, go ahead and start it off.
Sergeant, congratulations tonight. You have a beautiful family. I got to meet your dad before the meeting, and I just want to thank you for all the work you've done regarding cancer research. My husband's a survivor, and the more recognition, the better. So personally, I say thank you to you for that, and also for your time on the police department.
So, Sean, 20 years, that's great. I feel lucky that I've been around long enough to see you rise through the ranks and participate in so many community functions. I mean, you've been such a great part of this community, in addition to your 20 years of service on the police force. So congratulations. We look forward to many more years of service from you. And like everybody said, you have a great family, and, keep it up. Thank you.
Well, Sean, congratulations on 20 years. We really do appreciate what you do and the work that you do and the work that every police officer in our town does. I want you all to know that we do appreciate you here. We respect every day that you put in and the hard work that you do and the dangerous work that you do. And you're appreciated by every member of this community. So thank you very much for everything you've done and you continue to do.
I think the greatest gift anyone can give another person is their time. And I'm sure in starting off when you were young, 20 years ago, and now, you just don't think of how long something's going to get to last. And to think that you are a part of this community and you've given us of your time, that has been the greatest gift of all. So thank you so much for the last 20 years and for however many more we get. And I know in this day and age with COVID and all the craziness that's going on out there and how things have changed, we appreciate that all of you are still a part of our area and our town, and thank you so much for the time you have served.
Okay, Sergeant. I'm a retired sergeant myself in the Air Force. Sergeants ran the Air Force. Sergeants run the police department. We are so happy to see you. But I got out at 20. I do not think you should get out at 20. So keep it up. You are so much appreciated, and so are you, Chief. So even though he's a sergeant. Anyway, sir, really, really thank you for your service. And in the time we're through now, be careful out there. This is a scary time we're just a little town, but so is Kenosha. So be very careful out there. Thank you for your time and service.
Sergeant Caswell, you're among the reasons on Wednesday, September 2nd, we're having an event to thank the Blue. That's obvious. We're thanking all of you. But I'm a cancer survivor, and every time I hear or read or somebody tells me about your extracurricular duties, I know how fortunate we are to be citizens here with someone like you. You know, there's a term, goes the extra mile. Well, Sergeant, you can't even count how many extra miles you've gone. We honor you, we respect you, and thank you for helping us to be a little slice of heaven here in Prescott Valley.
Sean Caswell, 20 years. It's crazy. I still remember Sean in his PT gear coming in from the academy, coming to the police department, and to think that was literally like almost days ago, it would feel like. Sean has been a pillar of the Prescott Valley Police Department, and to Mom and Dad, that's something that's important, and it says a lot about you. And I'm sure, even though Sean's all grown up, has a family, Mom and Dad still worry about you going on shift every single day. And a lot of people take for granted what you folks do and how we have officers out there right now. We have them out on Christmas. We have them out on New Year's. When we're drooling on our pillow at night, they're out on the road patrolling around. And that's something we all need to think about, and we all need to thank every officer that we have in the Prescott Valley Police Department. Don't take anyone for granted. Give them your prayers. And again, congratulations, Sean. 20 years is impressive. Keep up the work and keep grinding.
Staying humble to the end.
All right, moving on, we'll go to council comments. You guys don't need to stick around for this if you didn't want to.
You have our permission to escape.
Councilman Packard, start us off. Councilwoman? Councilman? Vice Mayor?
Just let me give a few more details about the Thank the Blue for Wednesday, September 2nd. For people that want to thank and honor the Blue, aren't comfortable to coming with the gathering outside, we do have the parade thank you drive. So you can meet no later than 6:15 up at the Event Center parking lot. And I hope that you'll honk your horn. I hope you'll hang some flags out and maybe have some signs that say thank you. For everyone else that's comfortable to come out and social distance, we need you here, right over by the police department, where the statue of the policeman and the little boy. We need you there no later than 7. We want to get started promptly. Now, if it looks like it's going to rain, come anyway. Bring your umbrella so we get some raindrops.
Thank you, ma'am. Councilman?
Yeah, I would like to remind everybody that the census is due. If you have not filed with the Census Bureau and have your house counted, please do so. They moved the deadline from the end of October to the end of September. So they moved it up a month. So we've got to get it in. According to the reports I've seen, we are behind from the last time we did it. So it needs to be done. You're talking millions and possibly billions of dollars for our community and our state. So everyone's got to be counted. And it's a very simple questionnaire. It takes you like 2 minutes to fill it out. They're basic questions. There are no personal questions. So, you know, for anybody that was worried about if they're undocumented or whatever, you need to be counted. We're providing services to you. We need to be able to afford it. Thank you.
Councilwoman?
I want to give a shout out to Miss Shannon in the library who does dancing story time with the kids on Channel 56 and also on YouTube. I've had a lot of time on my hands, so I was surfing the I was surfing the Prescott Valley YouTube channel, and I got to watch Miss Shannon do her get all the willies out of you, I guess, thing, and she did a really good job. And so generally, please tune into Channel 56 or the Prescott Valley YouTube channel, where we have council chat and we have the Mayor's Mondays, and we have so many other amazing things to watch on there and to get informed. We also have a great interview with Darlene Packard, who was just here on the healing field, so you can learn more there.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving on, item 8, consent agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered routine by the town council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately for discussion and possible action. Council, we've had a chance to review. If there's any items you wish to remove, please do so now. If not, I'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion that we accept the consent agenda at this time.
Can I have a second?
I'd like to second.
Clerk, please call the vote.
Councilmember Grossman?
Yes.
That passes unanimously, Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving on to old business, item 9A, proposed zoning map change ZMC 20-004, Jake Investments, LLC, second reading. Clerk, would you please read the ordinance?
An ordinance of the Mayor and Common Council of the Town of Prescott Valley, a municipal corporation of Arizona, amending the town zoning map ZMC 18-008 by changing the zoning classification of lots 6743 and 6728, Prescott Valley Unit 16, from R2-4 residential multiple dwelling units to P1 parking, and providing that this ordinance shall be effective 30 days after its passage and approval according to law.
Clerk, shall this ordinance pass?
That passes unanimously, Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Item 9B, I will be recusing myself due to a business relationship with the developer, and Vice Mayor will be taking over.
Right. 9B, proposed zoning map change CMC 20-005, Baja Apartments, second reading. Clerk, will you please read the second reading?
Of course. An ordinance of the Mayor and Common Council of the Town of Prescott Valley, a municipal corporation of Arizona, amending the town zoning map ZMC 20-005 by changing the zoning classification of Prescott Valley Unit 24, lots 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, and 10, from C2 PAD, Commercial General Sales and Service Planned Area Development, zoning to RSPAD, Residential and Service Planned Area Development zoning, and providing that this ordinance shall be effective 30 days after its passage and approval according to law.
Thank you. Shall the ordinance pass? And we'll call for the vote.
Vice Mayor Nye? Thank you. And that passes.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving on, item 10, new business. Proposed recommendation, Series 9 liquor license, Circle K. This is going to be a public hearing, which will open up at this time. Who's discussing this?
Just a little brief overview regarding this liquor license. So originally, Circle K had applied for a Series 10, which is a beer and wine store. They were going to be located on First Street, but due to some planning changes on the planning, the address changed to 2727 North Glassford Hill Road. So same location, different street address. And due to the change in locations, they also need to have a new liquor license on file, but the applicant decided to then apply for a Series 9, which is a offsite sale of, consumption of the premises of sale of site. And this license is privately purchased by Circle K. They purchased it from Sam's West Inc. And that's about it.
Is there anyone from the public that has a comment about this? Here's your opportunity. Anything from council? If there's nothing from council, I'll entertain a motion. I'm sorry, I'll close the public hearing. We'll move on to item 10B, proposed Series 9 liquor store license, Circle K. If there's nothing else to add at this time, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion. Motion to recommend approval of a Series 9 liquor store license for Circle K on 2727 Glassford Hill. Kim Kwiatkowski, applicant, by electronic vote.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Clerk, please call the vote.
Japanese.
And that passes unanimously, Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving on, item 10C, Arizona Attorney General, Office of Law Enforcement Equipment Funding. I believe it's an award letter we're going to speak of. Chief, are you in on this?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tonight I'm going to talk briefly about an award grant from the Arizona Attorney General's Office. This grant is for the purpose of purchasing needed law enforcement safety equipment in the amount of $27,000. The goal of the award was to fund every eligible law enforcement agency within the state of Arizona. Some examples of law enforcement safety equipment include PPE gear, personal protective equipment, related to COVID-19 exposures, as well as more traditional equipment and gear necessary to protect our officers. Knowing this, our department worked hard to come up with some items that we needed to protect our officers. With recent events involving and surrounding the town of Prescott Valley and the Prescott area, we determined that the following items would be requested. Several prisoner partitions in our vehicles. We have like 3 vehicles that do not have partitions between the officers and the prisoners themselves. There was also discovered that part of the partitions weren't fully containing the prisoner compartment area, which would allow some of the residue from a prisoner that's not too happy with us, maybe spit or vomit or something like that, from getting on us. Digital voice recorders, civil disobedience riot scene equipment, and what I mean by that is we had a protest in Prescott Valley this weekend. Prescott has multiple protests that are occurring up there. We discovered during that protest that we were not very well equipped, so we added that to this grant. Several of those items, I can go through it real quick. We're talking about gas mask pouches, tactical team bags, protective elbow pads, shin guards, gloves, riot helmets, forearm protectors. There's hydration bladders, packages, first aid kits, and other vest equipment that would be utilized for the safety and security of our officers during these events. That's in essence what this grant entails. I do know that several area law enforcement agencies applied for this grant, and we were successful and others were not. So we did a very good job, Kim Martin, on writing the grant itself, and we've been awarded this, so I'm just asking for your permission to go ahead and move forward with this.
Great, thanks, Chief. I mean, I don't think anyone is ever going to say, hey, we're going to turn down some money on this, so this is kind of a no-brainer. Is anything else from council for Chief?
Is there a time frame on this, Chief? Because it's needed.
It is, absolutely, it's needed. They give you a year to obtain the equipment. Once we get official word from you for approval to move forward, we're going to order the products right away. We've already established those connections with the vendors.
Councilwoman?
I appreciate the Attorney General sharing the Wells Fargo proceeds with us in this way for protective equipment. And because I did some research, I wasn't familiar with the settlement, and I think that that's awesome. And
Well, it's outstanding. The entire state needs, different agencies need different things, and they left it open for us as long as it fit a specific frame. And we hit the mark on this.
Yeah, and just for the public's benefit, the letter from the Attorney General says that the amount is based upon the number of law enforcement personnel with AZ post certifications. So because of the amount of people we have that are sworn, we got as much money as we did. And so congratulations to the person that wrote it.
That was Ms. Kim Martin. Okay.
Councilwoman?
I do have one question. Just because of the riots that we have seen in other places, do we have riot shields for our officers?
So that's what we discovered when we had our little protest out in front of the police department back when this all started with the unfortunate death of in Minneapolis. What we found out is that we were ill-equipped. We had some equipment, but not enough for the amount of officers that we actually have on our department. And we also, in that process, we determined that some of our tactics and the way that we responded to some of those issues and concerns weren't necessarily addressed in the past. So we have taken the steps to revisit those policies and procedures, and we're going to be revising them. Actually, we're revising them at this point. We just want to move forward and make sure that if it ever occurs again, that we are very well equipped and very well trained in how we would proceed in this event.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Can we get a motion?
I'll make a motion. Motion to accept a grant of $27,000 in settlement monies from the Arizona Attorney General's Office for law enforcement equipment by electronic vote.
I'll second.
Clerk, please call the vote.
That passes unanimously.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Moving on to comments from the public. Consideration and discussion of general unscheduled comments from the public. Those wishing to address the council need not request permission in advance. Any such remarks shall be addressed to the council as a whole and to not any member thereof. Such remarks shall be limited to 3 minutes unless additional time is granted by the mayor. At the conclusion of the unscheduled comments, individual members of the council may respond to the item addressed at the discretion of the mayor, or they may ask that the town manager to review the matter or ask that the matter be placed on a future agenda. At this time, I'd like to welcome anyone from the audience. If you'd like to come down, ma'am, go ahead. Ma'am, if you would please state your name. No, you're okay. You can just say it in the microphone.
I'm Pamela Romero Giovanni.
Okay.
I wanted to thank you all. I am doing the Wellness Rocks, and the Parks and Recreation Center has sponsored me. I want to invite you all to come join us. It's going to be a great time, and I wanted to thank you all for your vote. Thank you so much. That's all.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone else? All right. With that being said, item 12.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn this evening's meeting, Mayor.
I'll second.
Clerk, please call the vote.
Sorry.
I hit the wrong button.
And that passes unanimously.
Thanks, ma'am. Thanks, everyone, for coming out. Have a great night. Be safe.